Donald Trump's presidency was a wild ride. From day one, chaos seemed to follow him. His decisions were often impulsive. He frequently changed his mind. This made it incredibly difficult to predict what he would do next. Allies felt blindsided, opponents were constantly on edge, and the American people, well, they just held on for dear life. One minute, Trump would be praising a world leader. The next, he'd be insulting them on Twitter. This erratic behavior left the world feeling off balance. No one knew what to expect. This unpredictability extended to his policies as well. Take trade, for example. Trump slapped tariffs on goods from China, Mexico, and even Canada. These tariffs were meant to protect American jobs, but they ended up hurting American businesses and consumers. The tariffs were like a boomerang. They were thrown with good intentions, but ended up hitting America right back in the face. And then there were the firings. Trump went through staff like a revolving door. Cabinet members came and went. Advisors were hired and fired in rapid succession. This constant turnover created a sense of instability within the administration. It was hard to get anything done when no one knew who would be in charge the next day. Trump's chaotic leadership style had a ripple effect across the globe. Long-standing alliances were put to the test. Countries that were once reliable partners began to question America's commitment. The transatlantic relationship in particular suffered under the weight of Trump's unpredictability. European leaders, used to dealing with predictable American presidents, found themselves struggling to keep up with Trump's erratic behavior. They never knew what to expect from him. Would he be the charming businessman they had seen on television, or would he be the volatile bully they had read about in the news? This uncertainty led to a breakdown of trust between the United States and its European allies. NATO, once a cornerstone of Western security, was called into question. Trump repeatedly criticized NATO members for not spending enough on defense. He even suggested that the United States might withdraw from the alliance altogether. This sent shockwaves through Europe, where NATO membership is seen as a guarantee of security against Russian aggression. Trump's foreign policy was often driven by impulse rather than strategy. He seemed to make decisions based on gut feeling rather than careful deliberation. This led to a number of foreign policy blunders, such as the disastrous withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal. The global economy, already fragile, felt the tremors of Trump's unpredictable actions. His trade wars, launched with the goal of protecting American jobs, had the opposite effect. Tariffs on Chinese goods, for example, led to retaliatory tariffs from China. This trade war hurt businesses and consumers on both sides of the Pacific. The stock market, a barometer of economic confidence, became a roller coaster ride during the Trump years. Trump's tweets, often filled with threats or boasts about the economy, could send the market soaring or plummeting within minutes. This volatility created uncertainty for businesses and investors, making it difficult to plan for the future. The uncertainty created by Trump's policies extended beyond the stock market. Businesses, unsure of what regulations or tariffs might be coming next, were hesitant to make long-term investments. This uncertainty slowed economic growth and made it difficult for businesses to create jobs. Section 4. The Zelensky Fiasco, a case study in diplomatic chaos. Perhaps no event better illustrates the chaotic nature of Trump's diplomacy than the infamous Zelensky phone call. In July 2019, Trump spoke with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. During the call, Trump pressured Zelensky to investigate Joe Biden, his potential political rival, and his son Hunter. This pressure campaign, which involved withholding military aid to Ukraine, was a clear abuse of power. It was also a prime example of how Trump's personal interests often took precedence over the national interest. The Zelensky phone call ultimately led to Trump's first impeachment by the House of Representatives. The Zelensky fiasco damaged America's reputation on the world stage. It showed that the United States, once seen as a beacon of democracy and the rule of law, was willing to use its power to pressure a foreign country for personal gain. Section 5. The Legacy of Chaos. A world reeling from Trump's unpredictability. Donald Trump's presidency left an indelible mark on the world. His chaotic leadership style, characterized by impulsivity, unpredictability, and a disregard for norms, strained alliances, disrupted the global economy, and damaged America's standing in the world. As the dust settles on the Trump era, the world is left to grapple with the consequences of his chaotic reign. Alliances need to be rebuilt. The global economy needs to be stabilized. And America's reputation as a reliable and trustworthy partner needs to be restored. The Trump presidency was a wake-up call for the world. It showed that even the most powerful country on earth is not immune to the dangers of populism, nationalism, and authoritarianism. It also showed the importance of strong institutions and a commitment to democratic values in an increasingly uncertain world.